And on the other end of the spectrum, euthanasia and assisted suicide and all that business. There was a man in Norway who had been in a coma, they said, for 23 years. And he would say when he didn't come out of it, but he never was unconscious. He knew everything going on around him for 23 years. And somebody, a doctor there, did a test on his brain just kind of randomly and said it's functioning normally. And they put instruments in front of him. He could do stuff on the computer, talk with the computer and everything. So he would understand everything going on around him. I would I'd like to think that nobody said anything they shouldn't have while he was listening. But anyway, he has said, and when I say said, he's typed or whatever he does, via the computer, that now he wants to enjoy his life. It's like a rebirth, and he wants to read and talk with his friends via the computer and enjoy life and let everyone know I'm not dead. But yeah, it's real bad for the supporters of euthanasia and assisted suicide and all that.
When I heard about that story, obviously the first thing is
Terry Schiavo.
Terry Schiavo.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I thought
and all these, and then, and of course, right after Terry Schiavo was murdered, they had a woman, was it Missouri, that popped up out of a permanent vegetative state. Oh,
it was Western Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to her parents.
But her medical diagnosis was exactly the same, word for word, of what Terry Schiavo's was. Exactly.
You know, years ago, a good friend of mine, Lee Schmucker, was in the hospital in LA Medical Center, and she was in a coma, had been for 2 weeks. And she's a dear friend, and she was blonde. Her and her husband and the pastor and I, we would stand around, and we would do this when she was awake and conscious and make blonde jokes. Well, she comes out of this coma a week later, and she goes, and don't think I didn't hear every one of those jokes. No kidding. So this man here was just simply unable to speak and respond, but he remembered everything. And it makes me wonder what Terry Schiavo was thinking.
And how many others? How many others where they say we're pulling the plug because of quality of life and all that? And gee, he's excited about his quality of life.